Afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio wanted to give you an update on an intense spring storm that is moving through the Plain States, including Wyoming, Nebraska, the Dakotas, Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, because there is just a whole smorgasbord of weather to talk about in these areas. And again, undoubtedly, you probably heard meteorologist Brandon Rector talk about it on the 4 o'clock show. You'll definitely hear Chief Meteorologist Ken Shimmick talk about it coming up in about 20 minutes or so on the 5 o'clock news, as well as 6 and 10. But again, they only have so much time. I have a little bit more time and opportunity to kind of go a little bit further in depth and talk a little bit more about what we have going on, because it's a doozy of a storm system. So if we pull up our weather graphics, first of all, again, intense low pressure system moving through the area. And again, it is early April. We're still kind of in that fight between spring and winter. And so we have kind of both seasons on either side of this system. If you look at the winter alerts, again, we have blizzard warnings that cover almost the entirety of both Dakotas into parts of central northwestern Nebraska. Winter weather advisories kind of on the periphery into the Sandhills, north central Nebraska. But again, you can see just the scope of those winter alerts covering, again, most of Wyoming, most of the Dakotas, again, a good chunk of western Nebraska and a good chunk of Minnesota, and even into parts of northern Wisconsin and northern Michigan. So again, an intense system in those areas. Again, if we zoom in and take a statewide view, again, you can see North Platte, Broken Bow, Ainsworth, O'Neill under those winter weather advisories, Valentine, Chadron under those blizzard warnings through the rest of the night tonight and even into the day tomorrow. On the other side, again, in southeastern parts of the state, down in northern Kansas, no winter weather, but again, warm and windy conditions, warm and breezy conditions are expected to lead to enhanced fire danger as we head through the remainder of your Tuesday evening. So again, any fire that does start could get out of hand very quickly. So again, no outdoor burning is advised. And then as you continue kind of on the other side of that coin, we also have the threat for severe weather in extreme southeastern Nebraska. There's that marginal and slight risk. So again, maybe an isolated to scattered severe thunderstorm can't be ruled out, at least in Nebraska. But again, if you look at just off to our east, our neighbors in Iowa, Missouri, and down to the south into parts of Arkansas, again, this is almost the exact same spots that we saw last week deal with widespread severe weather. They had that high risk in eastern Iowa, as well as that high risk in parts of Arkansas. This go around, it's a moderate risk. Again, the atmosphere a little bit more capped this go around. So again, if the issue this time is going to be kind of getting storms going. But if we can get storms going, again, the atmosphere continues to be primed for that threat for severe weather, including all modes, tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds, torrential rain, all that stuff. So again, there's a lot going on with this system as it moves through the area. And again, we're kind of in Lincoln and eastern Nebraska, at least, we're kind of caught in between, not dealing with the winter weather, not necessarily dealing with the severe weather. But again, it's not too far away from us on either side. So if you look at sky cams from across the state, again, kind of displaying that situation in Lincoln. There's some sunshine, some filtered sunshine. You go just off to our west, Grand Island, a little bit more cloud cover. Hastings, maybe some peaks of sun. You head off to our north, O'Neill. That camera right there is actually covered in ice because they've had areas of freezing drizzle today. 31 degrees is their temperature. So again, they're right around that freezing mark and have been dealing with freezing drizzle through the day today, and that's covering up their camera. Also, again, you look at the temperatures, or excuse me, if you look at the visibility, again, you can see where there's issues with snow and drizzle. But if you look at the temperatures, again, it is currently 91 degrees right now in Falls City. In Chadron, it is 23, and it feels like 8 when you factor in the wind. They also have a report of 18 inches of snow in Chadron. So again, we see maybe one, maybe two of these storms every spring, every fall, where again, we basically have all seasons represented across the entire state. Again, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s for temperatures right now across the state of Nebraska. So again, impressive temperature spread across the area. Again, 91 in Falls City. From Falls City to Lincoln, we have an almost 20-degree temperature drop. From Lincoln to York, we have another 25-degree temperature drop. So again, the temperature here in Lincoln, it's going to drop as that cold air continues to funnel in. Winds, again, haven't been quite as strong as maybe we thought they were going to be, but still pretty blustery for a lot of locations, sustained at about 20 to 25 miles an hour. And wind gusts is probably where we haven't quite seen it as strong today as we thought we would. But these winds are still expected to be pretty gusty tonight and even into the day on your Wednesday. So we factor in that wind. Again, wind chills into the single digits for parts of northwestern Nebraska. Feels like the low 20s in areas like North Platte, Broken Bow, low 30s for Grand Island and Hastings. And again, we're still okay here in Lincoln, but we'll likely feel that wind chill later tonight and certainly into the day tomorrow. So here's a look at the satellite radar picture. Still have snow ongoing for parts of the Sandhills into the Dakotas. You see that yellow box off to our east. That's the tornado watch that's currently in place, and we've seen thunderstorms really begin to erupt in the last 30 or so minutes for areas just off to our east, right along the Nebraska-Missouri border, and then into parts of southeastern Iowa. So if we run you through Skycast, again, the best chance for any severe weather is going to be in extreme southeastern Nebraska and likely over the next 3 or so hours. Because then after that, again, the threat generally moves off to the east, still dealing with areas of snow across parts of north central, northwestern Nebraska through late tonight. And then as we head past 10 o'clock tonight into the overnight hours, again, as the system finally kind of pulls out of the region, at least the threat for any precipitation goes away. But we do continue to see, again, variable cloudiness, breezy westerly and northwesterly winds tonight and into the day on Wednesday, and through the day on your Wednesday, we'll continue to see those blustery conditions. Not until Wednesday night do we finally see those winds kind of finally die down for us. So here's a look at the snowfall potential. Again, this hasn't changed from yesterday, and again, largely has verified. Again, not expecting much in the way of snow from Norfolk over towards North Platte and southwestern Nebraska. Again, it's far northwestern parts of the state where we expected to see the heaviest snow, and so far that's verified, and into parts of eastern Iowa. This is just a handful of the snowfall reports we've had across parts of eastern Wyoming into the Nebraska Panhandle. Near Glen Rock in Wyoming, a report of 33 inches of snow with this system. In Manville, Wyoming, 2 feet of snow reported. Harrison, Nebraska, and Sioux County, a report of 20 inches. Shadron, Nebraska, like I mentioned, 18 inches. The Agate fossil beds in the Panhandle, a report of a foot of snow there. And then it tapered off very quickly from there. Near Gordon, only 4 inches. Near Hemingford and Box Butte County, only 3 inches of snow reported. So, again, pretty potent system. Again, wind gusts will be probably more the main concern for a lot of us tonight into the day tomorrow. Expected to stay gusting anywhere between probably 30, 40 miles an hour at times through this evening. Maybe a little bit less than that tonight into early tomorrow morning. But then again, through the day on Wednesday, look for those winds gusts 25 to 35 miles an hour out of the west and out of the northwest. And like I said, by late tomorrow night, those winds finally begin to die down for us. In terms of temperatures over the next few days, it is going to be a pretty wild ride. Again, lows tomorrow morning are going to be in the teens, 20s to low 30s, but you factor in the wind chills in the single digits, both above and below zero for much of western Nebraska, teens and low 20s for eastern Nebraska and Lincoln by 7 a.m. on Wednesday. Feeling like 17. So again, I sent my kids off to school this morning in shorts and a t-shirt. Probably not going to be the case again for the day tomorrow. High temperatures on Wednesday. Again, we're going to go from seeing a high in the low 90s in Falls City today to a high in the low 50s tomorrow in Falls City, right around 50 in Lincoln, mid to upper 40s for Grand Island, Hastings, Kearney, and we're only reaching the 30s for much of northern and western sections of the state. So again, pretty chilly for early April, and especially considering where we were today. And you factor in the wind, it's going to feel even cooler by Wednesday afternoon with wind chills in the teens, 20s, and 30s for most of the state. Low temperatures then Thursday morning, we're looking at teens and low 20s, so again, another chilly start to the day. But temperatures do begin to rebound by Thursday afternoon. We're looking at mid-50s to low 60s across much of 10-11 country. Friday morning, low 20s to low 30s for low temperatures. Friday afternoon, things really bounce back. We're looking at 60s to low 70s across the state, so back above normal as we head into the holiday weekend. Saturday morning low temperatures, we're looking at mid-30s to mid-40s. Saturday afternoon temperatures, low to mid-70s across much of the state. So, again, should be some nice weather. And then as we head into Sunday morning, Easter morning, again, a lot of folks heading out for early Easter service, something like that. We're looking at low 30s to maybe around 50 for lows from west to east across the state. So, again, should be a pretty comfortable morning for us. And then by Easter Sunday afternoon, again, temperatures look like they should be pretty mild, well above normal. In fact, for a lot of us, middle 70s for much of central and eastern Nebraska, including 76 in Lincoln, a mix of 60s and 70s out west. And even from there, temperatures really skyrocket as we head into early next week. The Lincoln 7-day forecast, right now we have a high of 82 on Monday and a high of 87 by next Tuesday. And again, one model does at least have us in the low 90s early next week. So that's something to watch for. Just some very small chances, a couple 20% for any moisture Saturday and Sunday. Again, also looking at maybe some breezy winds Friday through the Easter weekend and into early next week. So again, a lot going on just with the system we have moving through over the next 12 to 18 hours with the winter weather that we've already seen and realized with some of those snowfall reports, the potential severe weather we could see again across areas in Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, areas just off to our east tonight. And then from there, again, temperatures just ramp up as we head into the Easter weekend. If you look at the 8 to 14-day outlook, so again, this takes us through mid-April, April 12th through the 18th. Very good chances. We'll continue to see above normal temperatures. So again, that tracks with the latter half of that 7-day forecast. Also does favor wetter than average conditions. So again, after maybe a pretty dry stretch here over the next week, maybe starting to see more moisture chances as we head into the following week. So again, something we'll continue to watch. But again, a lot going on for us here over the next 18 hours or so across the state. Lincoln and eastern Nebraska, we're kind of again sandwiched right in between, so we kind of miss out on both the winter weather and the severe weather, which again, no complaints from me, I guess, in that department. But then again, things get a little bit better as we head into the Easter holiday. So I appreciate everyone for tuning in and for watching again in the 1011 Now streaming studio, streaming live right now on 1011now.com on our live stream as well as on YouTube. Again, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, I would highly encourage you to do so. You can find it by scanning that QR code right there. It'll take you right to our YouTube channel. And again, subscribe and turn on those notifications. We're live on there several times a day and I have some excellent content on there. So again, appreciate everyone for tuning in and for watching. Again, Chief Meteorologist Ken Shimmick will have all the latest in a much shorter and condensed form coming up in just a few minutes on 1011 Now at 5, and again at 1011 Now at 6, and again late tonight on 1011 Now at 10 o'clock. So appreciate everyone for tuning in and for watching. Appreciate it. And again, we'll see you next time.